Hey guys, Tony here, and today I'm gonna show you how to cook the most valuable recipe in No Man's Sky. Alright, so before we begin, don't forget to smash that like button. It really helps me out, and subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out any more videos. Now, let's get straight to it. First, I'm gonna show you the ingredients that you're gonna need. Alright, so if you can see, it'll only take 2 eggs, two cactus flesh, one milk, one kelp sack, and one larval core. I'm sorry for that. It's very most items are gonna be very inexpensive and easy to attain. The larval core is where you're gonna spend a little bit more time getting. But think about this: each larval core that you gather throughout your playtime, you're gonna be able to multiply its value by 3. All right. So by processing each larval core into a cake of the lost, you'll be able to multiply the value times 3. Okay, so how are we going to do that? I'm going to show you now the recipe and the breakdown of ingredients, the process in which you have to cook these ingredients, these base ingredients, to achieve the cake of the lost. So here we can see that we'll need one Rithring roiling batter, one viscous custard in order to make one cake of the lost. So let's start with the Rithling batter, okay? It'll take one delicate merengue and one refined flour and one larval core. To make the delicate merengue, you need one egg, one processed sugar, and to make that processed sugar, you use cactus nectar, which comes from cactus flesh. All right. Then the refined flour will use kelp rice because we can find it very abundant inside the ocean and easily gather a ton and never have to worry about the kelp sack again. Okay. So you turn that kelp sack into kelp rice, which is then refined into flour. Next, we're halfway there. All we need is the viscous custard now, which again takes one egg and then one cream, which cream is processed by milk, but you cannot use proto because the proto cream is not able to craft the viscous custard. Proto milk comes from the geckoid looking animals. They're bipedal animals that look like geckos. So that milk is not useful for this recipe. Next, another processed sugar, which then takes one more cactus flesh. So again, just to show you the base ingredients, we gather 2 eggs, one milk, two cactus flesh, and then one kelp sack. Uh, Mix that with a larva core, and we're done. We have a cake of the lost. The cake of the lost will sell for 200,000 units each. And that's the base price. You can find it selling for higher or lower, and it's a really easy way early game with your first base to make a lot of money. I see a lot of people that recommend you gather a bunch of larva cores and sell them. That's really good, but you're wasting a lot of money if you just gather these base ingredients. You can turn it into a cake of the lost and like shorten your unit grinding by 3 because you just multiply that value by 3. So the time spent, you'll see that your base is going to generate all the ingredients except the larval core, which is what I'm about to show you next. So stick with me because I'm going to show you how all the tips and tricks to make it so that I'm switching to the game now, so the audio is going to come in. Yes, I'm gonna show you all the tips and tricks so that you are able to have most of the ingredients automatically generate and really easy accessible, while then just having to gather a bunch of larval cores. And I'm also gonna show you how to get the larva cores even easier. Okay, so we are here in this space which has two species of animals. It has these giant striders, and then it has these smaller quad like cow looking animals. So these will produce milk while the striders will produce eggs. And as you saw, you don't need much of it, okay? Ideally, you find these two species right next to each other and they'll produce all the milk and egg that you need. You don't need a bunch of them. You don't need a swarm of them, all right? But there is a thing, if you can see these are that are smaller, when you find one that is tiny, usually they have more of them around. So if I'll show you that later because I have another base that has striders, but they're miniature, and then you'll see a bunch of them. They swarm. It's called a swarm. If they're tiny, they can appear as a swarm, and then you'll see like 6 or 7 of them. So you can use that. You can look out for tiny animals like this, and then they should swarm. Another tip is that you can, if you have animals that are far away, and then instead of building a lot of harvest things, you can use pellets and then bring them towards your base. So let's see if we can find more wild animals around here or somewhere nearby. I think there's a swarm that appears near here. That's why I headed this way. Looks like it's not here. But yes, that's pretty much the idea. If for example an oop, watch out for those craters in the ground. Those are not nice. You could easily die falling into one. Okay, so say for example a swarm spawns here, or another group of animals. I can use a creature pellet, and they would then start following me back towards my harvester, the auto harvester. That way, I don't have to spend a lot of resources building feeders and harvesters all around my base. I can just, as soon when I want to start the collection, I just bring them towards the harvester. Okay, so another thing just to mention how the animal spawns work. They are consistent. They're constant. Once you find that, oh, these three animals spawn here, it doesn't matter how many times you reload, how many times you leave the place or come back, they will always spawn in the same location. Same with the strider, same with all the species. They will consistently spawn in the same location. So you can use that. Don't pick a base if you don't see animals around it, because there will never be animals. It's not like they'll just wander in randomly. No, they'll have consistent spawn points. Okay, so I like to have a bunch of nutrient processors so that I can just prepare a bunch of the ingredients at the same time. The more nutrient processors you have, the more ingredients you can process. So since we have enough, look at that, 26 and 61 milk. And we saw that it only takes one milk and two eggs for one cake of the lost. So we have plenty. We have plenty already in just this amount of time. Okay. So another thing that I do like to have in my base is a area. Let's wait for this to load. Okay. So an area where I can grow phasium, and then another plant that is useful for the feeding, because that way I can just collect here, and then I have plenty of nutrients and to feed the animals so that they start producing those. Let's go ahead and go back to them, because I forgot to show you one thing. Ideally, you want to find that both species eat the same produce. Okay, so if you look, it says bait is fermented fruit. Okay, the top item, the top on the list, right? And if we look at these again, it's the same bait, fermented fruit. That way, you can just put the same bait on both, and then don't have to worry about cooking two different baits at the same time. Then the other thing that it's ideal is that you get the first tier of the bait. For example, let me show you. Let me go to my catalog and show you the baits. I think it's in the cooking pro. Yes. So I can directly craft scented herbs, enzyme fluid, and fermented fruit from the 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 plants, the biohazard plants that you collect, like the star bulb and the cactus flesh and the fungal mold, etc. But then the sweet compost you have to craft from fermented fruit. So you have to take star bulb and then craft it into fermented fruit and then craft it into sweetened compost. That's double the time just crafting a bait. So ideally you want to harvest from animals that don't require sweetened compost, just for saving a little bit of time. Okay, but that's just a quick tip. All right, now you have, yeah, now you know how to get the eggs and the milk. Now we need to see the sugar. As you saw, we had a cactus plant over there that would have let would let's okay. The cactus plant lets us get a bunch of cactus really quickly. So then you can just put a bit in, make some nectar. Then you can multiply. You can by just putting more to cook at the same time, just spreading them out throughout multiple nutrient processors. That way you maximize your time. You see, now we have two cooking, then we can have three, blah blah blah. So you want to do this throughout the process, okay? Um, but yeah, just to make the example, now you have a bunch of cactus nectar. All you have to do, okay, is here. Let me see. Okay, we have some bait here. You can directly put into your ingredient storage, which is the a special storage compartment that is in the nutrient, the nutrient processor. So this is an extra inventory that you can only hold processed goods. So it's really useful. I keep all the baits and stuff in here. Okay. Oops, I could have done that over there. So let's just drop this in the ingredient storage. And now we can put the cactus nectar, okay? So the cactus nectar directly makes processed sugar, and it's as easy as that to make the sugar, okay? So we could leave that there, and then what we can do is I will get a bit of processed sugar because I wanna just end up by crafting one cake of the lost. So I think that's all we need for one. So let's just make one. Now, in this planet, I don't have any water, all right? But I'm pretty sure there's gotta be a planet here in this solar system that does. Yeah. So we haven't discovered this planet. Let's go a bit of exploration and actually find what this planet has for us. But what we're gonna do is we're going to go into the ocean to look for the kelp rice, all right? All right, so let's see which one of these planets. A trick you can do is you can use the first person camera, and if you notice, your radar in front of you has planets, and then you can just line up the circle with the edge of the, and then you'll find a planet. We gotta go a bit farther into the space. Obviously, that one does not have water, so we're not even gonna bother. And there is the one with water. Awesome. So let's just take a quick trip there. We can use third person and look at the awesome. I like this ship really much, very much. But I found it really early in the game, and I forgot to take a screenshot of the coordinates. So I've started other playthroughs, and I want to go ahead and find it again, but I don't know which star system it has it. Okay, so I'll probably never find one like it again. I would have shared it with you guys because it's pretty cool. All right, so we're here by the ocean, and I'm just gonna land here because anywhere in the ocean really works. Okay. Kelp sack is very common, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding it. This storm is really loud, so I'm gonna lower the audio a little bit. All right, that should be fine. Okay, in order to summon my exograph, I need to first summon my freighter. All right, my freighter allows me then to summon my exograph. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Now we can climb on it. Oh my god, I forgot. The exograph is pretty loud, so I'm gonna bring that audio even lower. There we go. Super loud. There we go. Look, kelp sack right here. That's what kelp sack looks like. I'm even gonna get out of this, all right? Because we already found it. So there it is. Okay, not with the shotgun. Boom. All right, and then let's see how much one plant gave us. Give us 13. We're done. That's all. That's 13 cakes of the lost. Okay, that's how easy it is to make this, and this is the most valuable recipe in the game. All right, it's worth 200,000 units. It's really good for money making, because you see how easy you make it. And if you're, this storm is really loud. So if you're already selling larval cores, you might go ahead and just turn them into Cake of the Lost. Okay, there's our freighter, pretty cool. I'm gonna show this. It took me days to find the perfect freighter. Look at this, just a quick snapshot. Oh my god, I love it. I was looking for the white and cyan blue, and also it has the Viking species which I think they're the best species in the game, because I'm not gonna spoil it. You're gonna have to find out, but they're my favorite. Okay. So almost spoiled. Almost spoiled. No, okay, no. But yeah, the lore of the game is pretty cool, and I suggest you research a little bit into the Viking. They're pretty cool. Okay, in my book. So we're going into this space station because I have one last tip, one really cool tip to show you. Okay, and then actually I'm not gonna. I'm gonna actually go out of the space station, because if I okay, what I'm gonna do is show you how to find abandoned systems, all right? Because abandoned systems have a lot of larval cores, all right? You're gonna find them plenty. So in order to do that, I was gonna teleport to one that I already had set up. Oh, no, no, no. Okay. I was gonna teleport to one that I had already set up, but I rather show you how to find one yourself, okay? So what you do is you go into your galactic map, right? And then you switch to the life form filter, because abandoned systems are not the same as uninhabited. And an uninhabited system um, can never be an abandoned system, okay? So inhabited systems are going to turn white. Uninhabited systems are going to turn white, so that you know to skip them. Don't even scan them, okay? So it eliminates a lot of the systems for you. Now what you're going to look is all the inhabited systems. You're going to look for one. Oh, we already found one. This is one, okay? I'm going to mark it. This is abandoned system, okay? And I'm going to show you how to tell. It interrupted me because I was in the process of doing that. Notice that this system right here has a conflict level of 3. It's the third icon at the bottom of the gray square, okay? It has the two swords, crossed swords, all right? That means there is a conflict, okay? If you can find conflicts from level 1 to level 3, all right? But if you find a system that is inhabited but doesn't have a conflict, it means that it's an abandoned system. Okay, it used to have life and they just left. Okay, so you will find abandoned structures everywhere. In this case, you also notice that the economy level is the lowest economy level. Like, it failed. There's no economy, but there is. You will be able, if you set up a base, you'll still be able to use a trade terminal, unlike an uninhabited system. If you set up a trade terminal here, it won't work. It won't let you interact with it, and there won't be a space station with a teleporter. So you'll you'll be forced to either build a teleporter or warp out in order to just leave that star system. Here, you'll be able to find a space station with a teleporter inside. It just won't have civilians, okay? I'm not gonna show you, we're teleporting there. I'm not gonna show you the abandoned space station because that's kind of a topic for another video. But I'm gonna go into the planet and I'm gonna show you how to find abandoned structures, okay? So that you can get larval cores easy. And then you can do this from space as well, so you don't have to worry about landing or anything. We're gonna do that. We're gonna just find one through from space. So we should be arriving soon at our star system. Bear with me. And I'm just gonna say, if you're liking this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It really helps me out. Leave a comment, tell me what you want to see next. I'm here for you guys, and I want to make videos that help you out. So if you have questions, I'll make videos on that. I'll answer your questions right away. And yeah, it's so. Let me know. Man, this is the longest warp jump, and we're right there. It was like one system to another. Oh, look at that. Blue atmosphere and then green grass. It has red water though. All right, so we're going to check this planet out. And it says a tropical planet, okay? It doesn't have extreme weather. So we're going to now I'm going to show you how to find that those systems, okay? So here you notice that we have four types of planetary charts, okay? In order to find abandoned facilities, okay, we're gonna use this one, the secret cartographic data, and then it found a manufacturing facility. Since this is an abandoned system, okay, and I'm gonna show you now. Before we get there, notice that in the discoveries glossary, there is no conflict. Life form Gek, it'll always have a life form defined, but you won't find any NPCs, okay, or any life forms on the planet. Economy is failing, but no conflict. That's the key. No conflict. It means it's a abandoned. The reason that it has a Gek is because you can also find ancient ruins, which like tell you about the lore and the story. Each system has a species, a civilization, and the ancient ruins that you find will give you information about that species. So, if I were, excuse me, if I were to find an ancient ruin, it would give me information about Geks. Okay, so that's why. Also, you can also find specimen research specimens, which increase the faction of that standing. I mean, the standing of that faction. Okay, sorry, the landing is loud and okay. If we can dismount, there we go. Awesome. So here, as you can see, there's a bunch of larval cores, larval eggs. They're always gonna be here because it's an abandoned system, and the only thing you're gonna find is abandoned facilities. So it's gonna be really easy to find. I could set up a base here, but one thing that happens is once you collect the eggs, they don't respawn. At least I haven't seen them respawn over days. I don't take my word on it, but I don't expect to build a base and come back here every day and collect larval cores in the same place. But since you can build a base in the abandoned system, then you can just use those cartographic charts, the secret cartographic charts, in order to consistently find more and more and more abandoned facilities. Okay, so now what's gonna happen is that once I'm gonna use my mining beam to open the whispering egg, and then I have to quickly collect the larval core, but it's gonna trigger a swarm. Okay, the parent aliens are gonna crawl out of the ground and try to eat me before I collect the eggs. Okay, they're gonna come here and protect their babies. So what I do is I use the pulse ejector, or no, the pulse ejector is the starship one. Let me see what it's called. In the multi-tool, it's called the scatter blaster. Okay, it's the shotgun. It's kind of like a shotgun shell blast of energy that it's really good. It one shots these enemies that are gonna show up. So now I'm gonna use that mining beam, and then I'm gonna collect the cores. Okay, I collect one core, then I switch. Oh look, and it's reloading. So you can see that you can easily take them on. They'll keep spawning, so try to use it when you need it, and then collect eggs. I suggest you use, this is a survival mode, so damage is increased, but I have a max shield. So with a max shield, you can just take a few hits, and you shouldn't have to worry. So usually I collect one batch of eggs, and then maybe I go. You see, I get a few hits. Where is that? I think I haven't picked it up. Okay, so I've taken a bit hits. I jump on the ceiling, and here I'm pretty much safe. Okay, not there. even higher. Here, I'm safe to just regen my shield. Um, Once the shield regens, then I go back down. Another thing you can do is you can have the swarm spawn on one side of the building, and then land, because there's a limited amount of animals that will spawn, aliens that will spawn. So now I can collect this nest relatively, easily, and hopefully not. There's gonna be one or two. They'll come. They'll show up, but then you can just switch again, side to side. Those yeah, sentinels don't like you messing with the environment. If it's getting too heated, just go inside the structure, the abandoned structure here. I'm looking for the entry. Here it is. You can just, go in, and then here, neither sentinels nor aliens will reach you. Okay. These are the research specimen that I mentioned. Let me. Oh my God! Everything is trying to kill me. Let me destroy that hazardous flora here. This is the research specimen, and if you notice, it gives us Gex standing. That's why the system, even though it's abandoned, okay, it has a species attached. Um, I could I could engage with this structure, but it's not part of the video, so I'm just gonna let my shield regen, and then we're gonna head out. Okay, so it's regenning. I think the swarm dissipated. So if you go inside the building and you're not fighting swarm or destroying eggs, the swarm will eventually go away and give you another chance to, like, just get a bunch of eggs. Okay, I think I blew up the egg that way. All right, so we're if you switch sides, you can kind of like corner them over there, and then you can get eggs on the other side pretty easy, because yeah, once they spawn, they stay there, and they'll find their way around, but it gives you enough time to get eggs and then switch again to the oh no. Okay, let's get out of here, because we have larval cores. Okay, you see, and if we look at the larval core that we just gathered, right here they are. We gathered five, and they're worth 69,000 units each. You can see that in the bottom of the total value. Each is worth 69,000. But if we turn it into a cake of the lost, then it turns into 200,000 units each. All right, that's a lot of money. And another thing is they stack. Okay, so notice the larval cores, they stack at 5, but the cake of the lost stacks at 50. Okay, so if you just keep gathering them, you can have a lot of value in a little amount of in one inventory slot. Okay, you can have, I don't know, I'm not gonna make the map, but 50 times 200,000. Okay, I think it's like 10 million. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, and another thing is you can trade them to your friends. Okay, so if you see people in the space station, just give them, especially people with the starter ship, that like you can tell they just started out. Just give them a kick of the lost. They're gonna be like, wow, this is so cool. How did I make this? And then you're gonna say like, oh, go to Tony and he'll teach you all about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and prepare one. Okay, um we don't even have to leave. But let's do it. Let's do that. Let's do it. Let's go to our freighter. Usually, my this is a new freighter, so I haven't finished building it up. But I have greenhouse for all the plants. So whenever I need an ingredient or two, like, they're always accessible in my freighter. I don't have to use the teleporter and go to another base and then teleport back. I just spawn in my freighter, get the ingredients, and then I can plant the resource on the brand new base that I decided to build or whatnot. But I'll show you that later. I want to do a base tour. What's coming up next, I'm gonna do base tours. I'm gonna show you my bases in each video, so stay tuned for those, and it should give you ideas for how to do creative stuff on yours, and hopefully. So this guy is, yeah, here it is. Okay, so this is my kitchen right now. Let's start making some ingredients. Okay, so We'll need eggs. We'll need. Let's do the milk. Let's do the milk. Okay. The milk has to be turned into cream. Okay. Don't. Cream is all you need, so you don't have to process the cream farther into cheese or anything like that. What else we're gonna need to process? Okay, over here we can start making delicate merengue. I think sugar. It's eggs and what is it? What? Oh, the wheat. Okay, so let's make the kelp sack. Ah, yes, kelp sack. Where is it? Here. Okay, it turns into kelp rice. Takes a bit of time. Okay, so that's why I suggest you have multiple, not even four. Okay, in my previous freighter, I had like 16 nutrient processors all lined up because I would start in this one making kelp rice, in this one I would start making cream, and then I would have a stack of it, on like a full stack cooking. So all the processors were cooking all the time because no, notice it takes 3 minutes just to process 40 milk. It takes a long time. Okay. We got a bunch of cream. So that's all we're gonna do with that. We're gonna leave that cooking. We have plenty of kelp rice. So because we're only gonna make one cake of the lost, okay? Just to show you the process. Then we do egg. Then we do sugar. And then forgot kelp rice. Kelp rice has to be refined still into refined flour. Okay. So there's usually you can get refined flour from wheat, but wheat grows very scattered. You won't find like a swarm of wheat that you can just gather and put a base near and just every day come. You'll only find one plant at a time. So that's why I suggest going with a kelp rice. And don't do like I did. I just got 16 of them. I did that for time's sake of the video, but you should go and collect a bunch of it, like and be done with it. Never again need kelp rice. Then every time you find larval cores, that's one cake of the lost. Because and also leave them refining while you build up your freighter or your base, and that time is gonna be already you know you make the most out of your time is what I'm trying to say. Processed sugar, refined flour, and then an egg. And that's not the recipe. Okay, I'm gonna. I thought I memorized this. I have it written down, but I forgot the notebook over there again. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna look here really quickly. I apologize for this. Okay. Delicate merengue is ah. So it's just the egg and the sugar. Okay. So you make delicate merengue. Then we're gonna also make with the delicate merengue refined flour and the larval cores that we just gathered. Okay. That'll let us make two roiling batters. Rithing roiling batter. Okay, that's what it's called. Here we go. We have one. That's well. We'll probably need that flour and let's go ahead finish. Okay. We don't need more larval cores. That's all the larval cores we need. Now, the next thing that we're gonna need is that viscous custard. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to make the viscous custard again. And it's gonna be one egg, one cream. Where is it? One cream, and then one processed sugar. It's as easy as that, guys. Where's that sugar? Oh, we already processed it. We already cooked it. Fail, Tony. Okay, easy, no problem. Here we go. Let's make. Oh no, that's sugar. I mean, that's refined flour. It's the cactus. It's the cactus. Oh, we have nectar over here, I think. Do we? Nah, it's cream. What am I thinking? It's confusing. There's so many ingredients. It's confusing. Okay, let's just do this. That's it. Cook. Sugar comes from cactus. Okay, cactus flesh to cactus nectar to sugar. We only need one. Now we're not gonna waste any more time. Okay, but I'm gonna finish here. I want to do this all the way to the end. Okay, not quit halfway through. We don't quit. Okay. processed sugar, and then one egg and one cream. Easy, 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 easy. It's harder to remember the ingredients than to gather them, okay? So once you memorize them, this is gonna be cake. Okay? Let's put the things away, and then we mix the viscous custard with the writhing roiling batter, and boom, you get cake of the lost. It's as easy as that. So you saw the rarest ingredient, the most difficult ingredient to get is the larval core. Okay, so really easy, really easy. If you're already gathering larval cores, all right, go ahead and turn them into cake of the lost. But I think this is all I have for you. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, share it. Share this video with all other No Man's Sky players that you know, because this is gonna help them out as well as if it helped you out, it's gonna help them out. But yeah, this is Tony signing out. Hope you enjoy the video and see you on the next one, guys. Bye.